Have you ever had one of those moments where you suddenly stop and think, wait, am I the problem? Like when you replay a conversation from 3 days ago while brushing your teeth, analyzing every word like it's a scene from a crime documentary. Or when your brain decides that 2:37 a.m. is the perfect time to remember something embarrassing you did in 2014. And suddenly you're lying in bed thinking, normal people don't do this. I might actually be losing it. But here's the twist. What if the very reason you think you're crazy is actually proof that you're more self-aware than most people? Because truly crazy people rarely sit around questioning their own behavior. That's like a broken GPS politely announcing, hey, I might be wrong. Most broken GPS systems just scream, turn left now, while driving you into a lake. So if your brain constantly analyzes, questions, and second guesses itself, congratulations. You might not be crazy. You might just be painfully aware. Let's break this down. First, the overthinking illusion. Your brain is basically a smartphone with 47 apps running in the background. Most people close their mental apps. But if you're the type who thinks you're crazy, your brain keeps every app open. What did they mean by that text? Did I sound weird in that meeting? Why did I wave back at someone who wasn't waving at me? Your mind runs simulations like it's preparing for the Olympics of social interaction. And while that can feel exhausting, it actually comes from a very human ability, reflection. You're analyzing yourself because you care about how your actions affect the world around you. The problem isn't that your brain thinks too much. It's that it refuses to shut up. Second, the awareness trap. There's a psychological concept called the Dunning-Kruger effect. In simple terms, the less people know about themselves, the more confident they feel. Which explains why some people walk through life with the emotional awareness of a potato, but the confidence of a motivational speaker. Meanwhile, self-aware people notice every flaw, every awkward moment, every weird thought. And when you see more flaws, it feels like you're more broken. But really, you're just seeing more of the picture. It's like switching from standard definition to 4K. Suddenly everything looks sharper, including the imperfections. Third, the brain's threat detector. Your brain evolved to protect you from danger. Thousands of years ago that meant watching out for lions hiding in tall grass. Today, the lions are things like awkward silence, unread messages, and that one coworker who says per my last email. Your brain treats social mistakes like survival threats. Which is why one awkward comment can replay in your head for a week. Your brain thinks it's protecting you from future embarrassment. Unfortunately, it protects you the same way a smoke alarm protects you while making toast. Loud, dramatic, and wildly unnecessary. So when you think, why does my brain do this? The answer is simple. Because it's trying to help, just with outdated software. And here's the reframe most people never hear. The people who worry about being crazy are usually the ones doing the most thinking about their behavior, their impact, and their choices. That's not insanity. That's awareness. The real danger isn't having too many thoughts. It's never questioning yourself at all. Because growth only happens when your brain occasionally stops and says, hold on, maybe there's a better way to do this. So if you sometimes feel like your mind is a chaotic group chat with 47 different opinions, relax. That's not madness. That's the sound of a brain that's actually paying attention. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, you should probably subscribe. Not just because it helps the channel, but because if you're the kind of person who watched a video titled "If You Think You're Crazy," there's a very high chance you're already overthinking whether you should subscribe or not. And honestly, your brain deserves one less decision to analyze tonight.